Hey, what's up guys, I hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm back, it's your main man, Professor Omni. I'm out here in the wild, yo. As you can see in the background, there's crazy wildness going on around me. It's out here in Kings Park. You know how we do. You know how we do, guys. There you go, in the background there you can see. I'm not sure what to call it just yet, you know. But yeah, I'll call it something then, I'm not sure just yet. But yeah, man, I'm here. I know it's been a while. It's been like, what? I don't even know, but it's been a minute. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. I don't know, man. But yeah, how's everyone doing? I've missed you guys. You guys have missed me too. Yeah, what was I saying to you guys? So basically, this is going to be a continuation, a stretch out, a longer version of, you know, the COVID update, and also I'm gonna get more deeply into the 5 bodies. So I've been getting some revelations recently. The creators have been speaking to me about this 5 body thing, and it's so deep, guys. I was talking to my bicep. Shout out to my bicep, to Dev. Yeah, you know how we do. Yeah, yeah, man. Bicep, by the way, means brother. It's not my blood brother, but yeah, brother in arms. Yeah. So basically, go BIA. I'm going with his P as well, by the Star Productions. You know how we do, you know we're out here, you know who I am, Professor Omni, aka the Hooded Professor, your main man. I'm here, I'm back again. Yeah, smiling. Look, yeah, we'll get straight into this. I'm gonna tell you about this COVID thing right now. Yes, COVID is real. No, it's not a new thing. It's been out for a long time. This, as you guys probably already know, is the first global, test, I would say, a successful global test. And I say that because, well, to some degree anyway. Basically, what they've done is they've incorporated the whole global mass, or at least the people that are registered. So say just under 7 billion people. Just under 8 billion people, and people have died, yeah. Some people close to people, some people, you know, are just random people in the world, as we would say. It's not necessarily random, they're all souls and they all matter. We all care, we all like, you know, we're all there for each other, or at least we should be. And we'll get into that as well, because, yeah, it's sort of, this is where things most likely will be heading. Yeah, the COVID thing basically is if you guys don't know already, it's a sort of pop-off version of a cold. Yeah, and some people might be saying, oh yeah, well, how can this be a cold with a tear? But no, it starts with a cold, then the cold symptoms, it then progresses to the flu. So you know the flu that came after the cold. Colds are our body produces mucus anyway, not a lot in comparison to when we have a cold, but obviously that's when it increases when we have a cold, and then obviously beyond that, that's when you get flu. Head colds are another thing as well. The reason I'm saying this is because it's like steps, you know, there's layers to these things. There's layers in everything, seriously, and that would be part of the 5 bodies as well. I'll explain that as well. But yeah, so what I would say to people is that you stay positive. If it is your time to go, it's your time to go, guys. Seriously, I mean, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. No man, no virus, no cataclysmic event, or, you know, anything can stop that. Nothing can change the timing, nothing can change, you know, the circumstances, because there is a method to all of this. There's a reason behind all of this. I'm not saying that it's good that people are dying, because it's definitely not, but to try and express to people that have lost someone through this time, you know, it's not over. Their bodies may not be here, but the soul, that soul energy is immortal, so they are still with us for sure. They're just on their own plane, their own spirit plane now. And you know, if they live a good life, hopefully everyone that watches this, anyone who has you know, moved on, has, you know, lived a good life and stuff, because then at least their souls will be accepted, you know, into like a heavenly realm. Because basically that's all to do with your frequency, you know, your vibrations. Anything low is more dense, and more, you know, it's harder to get off the ground, which is like the physical body. But yeah, and anything obviously that is lighter, that is a more higher frequency, will rise in its height and in its frequency and everything, the whole works. So there's that. But then also, let's go back to the COVID thing. So basically, like I said, people have been dying. The whole world right now is just well, half of the world, 3/4 of the world, I would say, is like wearing masks, which makes them look suspicious, to be honest. I don't know, for me personally, it's a bit interesting. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's forced the hand. So, you know, because most people might be thinking of this thing as like just a completely negative thing. You know, people are dying, we're in lockdown, we don't get to go to work as much as we want, we don't get to socialize, we don't get all these different things. But what it does do on the flip side is force you to spend more time indoors, which means that your stress levels, depend on how you've built up your genetic makeup and stuff, and your you know, your character, how you present yourself. But basically, it affects your ability to have too much on your plate. Yeah, because we're like I said to you guys before in different videos, we're a very adaptive species, a very adaptive creature. And what this means is that one of our greatest powers is one of our greatest weaknesses, which is adaptation, because we can adapt to every situation and every circumstance. Well, just for the most part, at least on a whole, as a species, we can do that. Some people obviously fall off, some people are better, some people are not as good as it gets and stuff, or need to work on things, which is fine. It's all natural stuff, it's a natural process. But yeah, what's happening now is that families have to hash out their issues. So globally, outdoor crimes, like most crimes and stuff, they've lessened by a lot. But then at the same time, there are some crimes that have increased, which is like domestic violence and you know, robberies of stores and things like that. That have obviously closed their stores and stuff. People are going in there and taking stuff when the shutters are down and whatnot, breaking in. Don't appreciate those things, but at the same time, I do appreciate people's struggle. I just wish there was a better way to do things. But hopefully, like I said, by the end of this, the old government, the old way, the elites and stuff will get their works will get destroyed. Yeah, that's what we're all hoping for right now. So yeah, let's see what happens. Well, I was hearing something. I could hear stuff, but you know, we're out here in nature, and it's probably a bird flapping its wings or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, so that's pretty much with the COVID thing right now. Like it's next level, because I find that, like I said before, a lot of people might see the negative only, you know, but there is a positive side to this. And where there is evil, where there is darkness and evil, you got to remember there's also a balance. So there's got to be positive, there's got to be good as well, right? There's got to be light. And these are the things that we actually are experiencing right now behind closed doors. Like I said to you, crime on a whole in that sense has dropped dramatically, actually, because most crime lords and stuff are thinking, boy, I've got to stay in yard. They might get people, runners and stuff, to do things every now and again, but it's not for the big things, because obviously the police are out on the streets, like you can hear maybe in the background, policing, you know, and there's less people, so it's an easier job for them as well, you can imagine. So when I say less people, I mean less people on the streets, on the roads and whatever. It looks like they're starting to relax a little bit, in terms of more people. I'm still starting to see more people come out, and I mean, it's been some months now, so you could imagine people are probably itching to come back out and get some fresh air and to communicate and to socialize, because we are socializing creatures. We're a species that needs that in order to grow. It's part of our growth. It's part of our it's part of who we are. I was having this discussion with one of my friends actually the other day, and she was saying the same thing. Yeah. Sorry about the movement, guys. It is what it is. No, so basically, I don't just see this as just like a negative thing. In fact, I see it as a negative thing to some degree, because obviously these people are evil and wicked, for even coming up with this thing. And I know I say people because I don't believe this is not a natural thing. I'm sorry. No one can tell me that this is a natural thing. This is definitely man-made. Whether it leaked out by accident or it was purposely done or whatever, they shouldn't have been tampering with these things in the first place. That thing I don't agree with. That's just completely wrong, and it's destructive as well. People like Bill Gates and stuff, it's a rumor. I can't say I was actually there or whatever, but this is what I've heard and read. How he paid like 10 point something billion or something, like 13 billion. I don't know what it was. He paid something anyway. And then along with some other guy that paid over 30 something, I can't remember what it was, 30 something billion, to produce this plague, if you want to call it that, this virus. And it was based on their mindset, and their mindset was based around eugenics. They feel that the population is there's too much people here, basically. It's too large, and they want to get rid of us. They want to get rid of as much as they can, minimize it to, I can't remember, things like 500 million or something like that, so 500 million, which is really bad. That's not going to happen. That's going to fail. And I thank the creators for that, because I know that's going to fail. They're not going to have that. I'm not having that. No one's having that here. And life will continue. Also, on top of that as well, like I said, with the colds and the flus and stuff, you got to remember like this, I'm just going to come bring his dog around here when I'm doing my thingy. But yeah, oh gosh, I know he's going to be walking through the grass. But yeah, so hopefully, what was I saying? Hopefully by the end of this, we'll have a different outlook on life. We'll be closer to our loved ones. We would have had more rest, which will be good, because we need to be more rested. Nature is definitely happier, which I'm thankful for. Nature is very happy. I think, what was it, within the first couple of days, I think in first couple of days in China, they they obviously shut down the country and whatnot. Supposedly their fish levels rose. They had clear skies for the first time in I don't even know how long it was. It's been probably, I don't know, some sort of decades anyway, since they started all that stuff, all the pollution thing they was doing, and everyone was wearing masks mostly because of that. And also in China, they was wearing masks because supposedly because if they feel sick or they feel like they're getting a cold or a cough or whatever, they would cover their mouths over, so that's something that they actually practiced there for a long time. But I believe it's because of those two things, those two reasons, But yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. There's a positive side to this, guys. Like, as you can hear, look, I don't know if you guys can hear the birds and stuff behind me, but it's just like everything's so peaceful. You walk outside, there's less people out on road, less cars, so there's less pollution. So you can breathe in, take in the air, and it's just fantastic, man. It feels so good. The world's quieter as well, and I love that, because it's just too much going on in the world. It was way too busy. And I'm not saying I wanted this to happen. I didn't want this to happen, but I definitely wanted something to happen to change, to make people stop for a second. And I think I've been saying this actually. I said there needs to come something where we can just snap us and wake us up, kind of thing. And this actually may be it. So I don't know, man. Yeah, my prayers go out to the families that have lost people and stuff. yeah, my prayers go out to you and your loved ones, and you know, everybody really, who's going through this situation right now. We're all in this together, which is also another good thing as well. The fact, like I said to you at the beginning, that they've actually involved the whole global mass. I think that is a fantastic thing. Not that they've done it in a good way, but everybody is listening and everyone's on the same page. Like, this is affecting everybody, right? So when it comes to affecting everybody now, there's two ways to look at things, yeah, right? So because like I said before, there's the balance, right? So the positive side is that hopefully everyone's getting closer, even though they're trying to distance us apart with the social distance and stuff. Now they're even increasing I think they've increased it to even something even like a greater distance, like double the amount. Like, let's say it was, I don't know, 3 meters, now it's 6 kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so all that stuff is just too much. It don't make any sense, but basically it's fine. Because the way I'm thinking, guys, is that if this thing could spread over the whole globe in such a way, then everybody has it, and everyone's had it, or everyone's got it, or whatever. It doesn't make no sense how some people can have it and some people don't, you know. And that's what I was going to say to you guys. The other good thing is that it's like a cold, like I said, in a sense, but it's obviously an elevated version, and it attacks the body differently. It hides itself in the body, and uses your own immune system to basically grow in mass and strength and whatever the case may be, like a Trojan horse in a sense, yeah. Or at least that's what they're saying. And it hardens itself, obviously, around the lungs and the respiratory system and whatnot. So if everyone has or does or will or whatever have this virus, this cold, whatever, this flu, yeah, this thing that they've got, this plague, yeah, then that means that there are people that have had it and their bodies are already adjusted to it and already started to fight it. And I know they're trying to say that this thing is well hidden and all that jazz, but the body is way more powerful, way more advanced, if you want to call it that. It's way more of an advanced design, because this disease was designed by man. Whether they got it from certain elements of nature or whatever the case may be, and mixed things together and genes spliced and all this other stuff, whether they've done that or they didn't, the coding that we've got in our genetics is next level, because our coding is one where it's got to support different bodies, pretty much, and those different bodies can aid the other bodies. And on top of that, those bodies, the other bodies other than the physical body, actually then again no, so the soul body or spiritual body and the omniversal body are not affected by physical things. So things of this physical nature, like how this virus is trying to affect everyone, it won't be affected by those things. It can't be, because it's non-physical, you know. And that's something they can't really mess with. So basically, I would say for all who is still here on Earth in their physical suit, on this physical plane, I would say to you guys to just hold strong. Know that you guys are going to be stronger than you was before. And when this thing does come around again, it will probably feel like a cold to most people. I don't think it'll feel like too much. I have a feeling that there will be less deaths. There's been a lot of... Oh wait, so let me go for the negative first. Yeah, the negative side of it would be for this whole global thing. Yeah, would be that they mess up somewhere along the way. And when I say they, I'm talking about these elitist people that have actually, designed this thing and released it and whatever for their causes and their case, and whoever is working with them. Basically, it could go either way. Like, they could actually end up being put in a position where the global mass wakes up, like it seems like we are slowly doing. People have got more time to research as well, which is a good thing. But it could go this way where people wake up and it's a global wake up. Now, it doesn't matter how many nukes and tactical triple nukes and weapons of arson and army members and tanks and military warbirds and helicopters, everything, yeah, all those things won't matter, because if you involve the whole world and the world clocks on what you're doing, like truly clocks on, like to all the diabolical stuff you're doing, your plan, everything, you may trigger something worse than a zombie apocalypse. That's the way I see things, because zombies are zombies. They're not really clued on like that. They just got one goal in mind. But we all have one goal in mind, one focus in mind, but we'll all have one mind as well. One goal. And we'll have conscious mind as well. We'll be consciously aware of all the things you've done. I was speaking to my neighbour and he was saying, by the way guys, I don't know if I told you guys before, but my neighbour actually apologised to me. I saw him and he apologised to me, and he, yeah, I mean, you know, we're meant to be friends and stuff, so, but he apologised and stuff, and we've been speaking since, obviously. He speaks through his window. But yeah, you know, he was explaining, you know, what happened and stuff. He's just freaking out and whatnot, and he apologised. Well, that's good. So, and I accepted his apology, you know, like you're meant to do. You know, you're meant to be able to process all of this kind of stuff and then embrace it and accept it. You know, it's part of life. It's part of growing and being smart and being wise and being stronger, actually. So yeah, I know I was upset at the time, and I was like kind of hurt as well, because obviously I don't like when you let people in and they hurt you, you know, like, and I'm not saying that I'm exempt from that. I know I've hurt people as well in the past, and I probably will do in the future, for all I know. I don't know any of that. But yeah, what I was basically trying to say is that, you know, with this whole thing, we've got to realise that this is a process that is meant to happen, because there's no coincidence. So it was actually meant to happen, which is weird to say it out loud, but it's the truth. It's actually, that's how things work. It wouldn't be able to happen if it wasn't meant to. And there's obviously, we've got to try and figure out the greater reason for this, you know, on the positive side, on the productive side, the plus side. And that would obviously be, like I said to you before, like I was saying, would be, you know, the fact that we can communicate with each other better. There's more peace on earth right now, which is good. I'm so loving it. I was hoping that we will get to this point in our lifetimes, in our generations and stuff, and it's here. So yeah, guys, I know they tried to hit us hard with some bull, but we're here and we're strong. For those who have survived thus far, stay strong. Yeah, know that I love you guys and I'm with you guys. My prayers are with you, and spiritually we're kicking their butts. And it's also happened physically as well, because like I said to you guys, there are rumors going around. I've heard some things, some interesting things, things about Donald Trump, which are good things, not bad things. And I know before everyone was all like hating on Donald, probably most people are still, but I'm actually starting to watch and see Wagwan more, basically, because of this thing I heard. So shouts out to David Wilcock, by the way, and his channel. I know some people don't really believe him, and they think he's a disinformationist, and he's just doesn't know things and whatnot. But some of his information, or most of his information, I would say, I don't know, I haven't seen all of it. Most of his information, ones that I've seen, they actually are, to the most part, on point, because it's not coming from him. It's not coming from him per se. It's coming from, you know, his peers and the people in the alliance. So, and we're going to talk about the alliance as well. So basically, the alliance is a smaller Earth-based group of the Galactic Alliance, I believe, which is more of an angelic force, I would say. Angelic, I'm not sure how to actually describe it. I'll just say angelic with the quotation marks, with the bunny ears. But yeah, the reason why I mentioned them is because obviously there is a like I said before, where there's negative, there's positive. Yeah, where there's evil, there's good, right? And vice versa, because of the balance. Yeah, and there'll always be balance no matter what. So basically, butterfly went past. Basically, what do you call it? The negative people in this scenario, in this situation, it's like we're in a blinking watching a movie or something, but we're living it. Basically, the villains in this movie, in our movie, right, is the elites. That's what they're called, the elites, or the draconians, or whatever you want to call them. The elitists, whatever. They've got different names. Zionists, whatever. Basically, they're the negative people, they're the baddies, and they're the villains. The goodies, supposedly, and apparently, I don't know if it's apparent as much, but there is definitely good in there, so I know that much for sure. So the goodies, or the good people in this, the heroes, or whatever in this, obviously we're the heroes as well, but then there's another group that is doing things, and that's called the Alliance. And the Alliance, supposedly, like I mentioned about Donald Trump, supposedly, I don't know if they hired him or they're working with him or whatever, or covering him or stuff like that, but basically they're trying to, because they see how, because if you notice with Donald Trump, yeah, he's one of them people that he's sort of non-conforming, and he gets threatened and stuff, and the world don't like him and all this jazz, but he hasn't really changed, you know what I mean? He hasn't stopped him from being him, kind of thing. And I think they actually like that trait in him, they like that kind of characteristic. So yeah, I think they're backing him and supporting him, and obviously they must have given him some sort of intel and information regarding what their mission is, you know, and what their greater plan is and stuff, which is obviously to free Earth and, you know, free people and whatnot. So some things, even like in the Bible, some people, there's basically things that they might release, but they have to do it anyway. They have to do it within like a and this is the negatives, yeah, this is the elite, yeah, they have to release certain information before they actually do the thing they want to do. So it could be through anything, like through a movie, through a soap, you know, through a news column article, or sci-fi, or it could be anything, literally anything, a game, you know. Yeah, it could be literally anything. So they have to do that first. They have to show the public first. That's actually a biblical thing, funny enough. It's the same thing for Lucifer as well. It was the same thing he had to do. He couldn't, I think it was with Job actually, when he was testing Job. Also, you guys might know him as Job, but his name is Job. In fact, it's Job actually, because they had no J in that day. It was Job. His name was Job. So man like Job, basically, yeah, he got tested. And if you read that story, you'll see what it was talking about. It was talking how Lucifer could only, or Satan could only do these things if he, you know, if it has to be revealed first, basically, and then that's the only way he can make it happen, kind of thing. So that was interesting. But yeah, what I was gonna say to you guys. So that's basically all I'm gonna talk about with the COVID stuff for now, because it's been like almost half hour, just under half an hour. So we spoke about that. We're gonna get into the 5 bodies real quick, because this is the bit that I've been waiting for. This is my exciting part now. We're gonna get straight into it. Yeah, so basically, guys, creators have been expressing, revealing, sharing information with me, and awareness. It's been giving me such awareness, this next level, and it's going to take me a while to decipher and to process and to embrace, and also, you know, to utilize the information, but it will definitely happen. So we're going to go into 5 bodies, guys. Hope you guys are ready. So basically, the 5 bodies now, like I said, you've got the first body, which is what? It's the physical. First body is the most dense body is the one that's here on this physical plane. Now, the physical plane has also its own reality, its own world, right? Which is where we are right now. And in our world right now, like I said, we're dealing with COVID and all some other craziness happening as well, right? A lot of change happening in this physical world, yeah, this physical realm. But there are 4 other bodies, guys, 4 other bodies. And these 4 bodies, they all have their own worlds as well, their own realms, their own realities. It's so next level. Like, the way it's been showed to me is just, yeah, I'm still, like I said, I'm still taking all of this in, because it's fantastic the way they showed me this. So basically, to try and break it down, the next body, so if you're doing it in levels, the lowest level would be what? Your physical body. Yeah, it's the one that's at the lowest rate of density. Yeah, this is why they talk about 5th density and things like that. Your second densest body is, or your next lightest body, shall I say, is what do you call it? Your emotional body. Surprisingly enough, yeah. And then it's your mental body, yeah. And after that comes your spiritual body, supernatural, non-material, soul, yeah. That's that body I'm talking about. That's number 4. Number 5 would be your omniversal body. That is the body. All right, I was explaining this to my bicep the other day. I was talking about the revelation. This was literally just yesterday. I was talking about this with him, yeah. And it was just so deep, because more was getting revealed and more was, you know what I mean? More was getting unveiled, if you want to call it that. And it's like, where the way that these bodies work is next level, because the omniversal body is basically the body that is basically the creators, basically. That's their energy, that's them, yeah. And because they are everything, that makes you everything in that sense as well. So your omniversal body is pretty much everything, yeah, right? Which incorporates all of this stuff, even down to COVID. I'm sorry to say, but it does. It incorporates everything. Nothing is left out at all, because that's what the creators are. The creators are literally everything. Like, nothing can exist without them. Nothing can exist outside of them. Everything is inside of them, yeah. And some religious people find it hard to fathom what I'm saying when it comes to things like this, because I say that they're everything, so they say, oh, they're bad as well. It's like, they are good, they're bad, they're everything. Nothing can be without them, basically, innit? It's not possible. So that's what I'm just saying. I'm just talking about in logical facts, yeah, factorials. So basically, yeah, we spoke the omniversal body, right, which is that's the highest frequency, yeah, the highest frequency you can get to ever. Like, literally, it's the highest. There's no other frequency that's higher than that. Yeah, that's the omniversal frequency. That's the omniversal body, right? That's the one. That's basically everything. Yeah, incorporates everything. Yeah, every frequency, every vibration, right? But it's also the highest as well. Yeah. I might do a rundown of this later on. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. If you guys need a bit more help with, you know, processing what I'm saying and stuff and what I'm talking about. Hopefully it makes sense to you guys. It makes sense to me, but because it's been revealed to me, so I get that. But yeah, leave comments and let me know anyway. So what I was saying is that that's the one that, obviously, the omniversal body is number 5. That's the fifth density body in that sense. There's different terminologies and different titles for this, but this is my title. I call it the omniversal body, because it incorporates the omniverse. But yeah, so right, so what I was going to say to you is that with your 4th body, your 4th body is your soul body or your spiritual body. That also, like I said before, can't be affected by physical alone. It can't be. It's because it's not physical, so it can't be by itself. But what the creators have been revealing to me, guys, is that there is, like I said, there's layers and there's levels. So we've got 5, right? 5 of those things, right? Number 1, like I said, physical, right? A whole world, a whole reality, a whole plane of existence on physical, right? That's your physical body, yeah? Your emotional body, that also has its own realm, its own reality, its own existence, everything. It meets and greets people, it has arguments and conversations with people, all these things, yeah? And I can explain this like this. So basically, you know, you get what do you call it? You get a situation where you go in contact with someone, and that person has got, they're going through things or whatever, and part of that energy is empath energy, because we are empaths naturally. Some people just stay in tune to it, basically, but it's always there anyway. So it's part of our coding. Like I said, some things just can't be changed. So basically, what's happened is that you can be in a situation where you meet someone and they've got some negative thoughts or feelings or whatever the case may be, not necessarily to you, but then if you're around them enough, or depending on how sensitive you are to the situation or to your energies or whatever, or energies in general, it may affect you sooner rather than later, you know. But eventually you will be affected by that person's energy, just like they should be affected by your energy, depending on what kind of energy you're bringing off, you know. And that's just how things work. Like I said, there's a balance. It's always constantly going on and stuff. So, but what they've also been showing me though, yeah, guys, is that, and this is how I described it to my cousin as well, yeah, my bicep, yeah. What do you call it? What people always stop in front of me, man. So weird. Guys taking a picture of the clouds. Yeah, so what was I saying to you guys now? Yeah, so what it can be likened to, this is how it got shown to me in that sense, like yesterday, this was yesterday, it got shown to me like this, is that, imagine they have their own realms, their own realities, like I said, but who remembers the Adjustment Bureau? If anyone's seen the Adjustment Bureau, where they can walk through doors and stuff, and go to different places, be in different locations and whatnot. So basically, it's like that. It's like the Adjustment Bureau, yeah, but to some degree, only the door thing, yeah. But what happens is that the doorways, there's 5 doorways, yeah. Well, not 5, there'll be 4 doorways, wouldn't there? There'll be 4 doorways, I suppose. Yeah, there's 4 doorways. It's not 5. If you do your math properly, it's actually 4. Because one is always a beginning, you know. There's always a beginning and the end, first and the last, omega and alpha and omega, yeah. So there's always a, you know, like I'm saying, there's always a foreground and there's always a latter ground. So you only need 4 doors. So basically, one door would be from the physical to the emotional, yeah. One door would be from the emotional to the mental. The next door would be from the mental to the spiritual, supernatural, whatever, your soul. And then the next one, obviously, the last one is to the omniverse. So yeah. So first door, that's from the body to the emotions, to your heart, yeah. Second one, from your emotions to your mind. Third one, from your mind to your soul. Oh, there's 4, yeah. And the fourth one, obviously, is from your soul to the omniverse. Sorry, that's the layers that I got showed. And I got shown also that depending on how who's leading at that time, yeah, whatever. Because it's weird. It's like, imagine, right, let me think. Imagine these 5 energies, yeah, in that sense, yeah, 5 realities are going. They're like, you can dot them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, and then you've got a line that goes across and just goes like that, boom, boom, boom. You know, like the scanner in Kit from Knight Rider. You remember? It just goes backwards and forth like that, yeah. Yeah. So, or like a Dalek, I suppose. But yeah, so with that, now imagine that it's going at it's a constant rate, yeah. But any one of those can be accessed and can be in charge, can take charge at any time, yeah. For the most part, we used the physical realm and the mental realm and then the emotional realm as well. Well, I say physical, mental, and emotional because we try and use it in that order. We try and, because that's the thing, it's all to do with algorithms and stuff, isn't it, basically? And how you, right, so what's another way of doing it? You know, like back in the day they had those switchboards. I think they probably still have them actually, but you know, you had those switchboards where you see the person, it's like normally a lady in it, and she's normally got the thing on her head, the what do you call those things, the headphones, and then she's with a mic and stuff, and then she's got this wire that's, it's like a phono wire in it, and it plugs into one hole, and then she can take it out and plug it into the next hole. It's pretty much like that in a sense, isn't it? So at any given time you can choose your energy, like what is leading you. So sometimes we could be in a fight, or not in a fight, but someone treats us bad or whatever, and then we get upset. What is that's leading you? If they physically touch you, then that's going to be your physical that will be leading, because it's affected the physical straight away. Now if they done something to you and then you felt like fighting them later on, that's your feelings, that's your emotional side. See what I'm trying to say? And when that happens, that one will open a door, and it will either open a door, like let's say, like I said, someone's troubled you, so it will be from the emotional side. If someone's troubled you or whatever, it'll be from the emotional side, and it will go from the emotional side to the physical side. But really, it actually goes up first to try and get the mental side as well, because obviously that's where the emotions will go. It'll go to your mind. You'll be like, Flav, what's going to happen now? You'll be trying to process everything, all your emotions and stuff, and depending on the situation and circumstance, if it's a really irate one or whatever, you could just flip out, and then your body will react because you've opened that doorway now. So there's a whole streamline going on between the physical and mental and the emotional, you know. So that's sort of the way it works. That's how it is. And there's obviously that's the negative side, but there's a positive side as well. Sometimes we can have, you know, something happen that's good and fun and exciting, and it makes us feel a certain way, you know. Or sometimes there's a physical action that makes us think a certain way, you know. And even things like kneeling down and praying. You kneel down and pray, that's basically creating a direct line between all 5 of those, you know. So you go, because basically imagine you're speaking to the creators, you're speaking to God, as people might say, and what happens is that when you do that, you're actually creating a line, like a tether, if you want to call it that, straight through all of those different 5 realities, 5 bodies, whatever. Hold on. Those different 5 bodies and different 5 realities, you know. You're creating an actual tether, a direct link, a direct line going straight through from the physical to the emotional, to the mental, to the supernatural. What did I say? Sorry, physical, emotional, mental, supernatural or spiritual, and then directly to the creators, which is obviously the omniversal. And this is what I'm trying to say to you guys here. This is what it's really all about for me. So they've just been revealing some next level stuff. Like the way they were showing me how it works is just unbelievable. I don't know if I'll be able to describe it to you properly right now, but yeah, I'm just trying to give it my best shot right now while I'm still processing the whole thing myself, to be honest. Yeah, they're all connected, but they all have their own place, their own world, if that in that sense, if that makes sense to you. There's scriptures that can probably back me up No, they can definitely back me up if you look at it, because you know, like people say, scriptures are parables, and they're things that you have to work out and things like that, you know. And you really do. Some people say they're metaphoric and stuff, but it's really not all the time metaphoric. Physically, your body, when you leave your suit and you leave the body, they've actually showed that they've measured there's a difference in weight, and the weight decreases by about, I think it's 8 pounds, not 8 pounds, 8, I don't know, something small anyway. It's nothing massive, but that's basically the soul leaving the body. I don't just believe it's just the soul either, just leaving the body. I believe it's the soul and the omniverse. Well, I don't know, it's weird. It's like the omniverse, the omniversal is the soul. It incorporates, that's what I was trying to say before, like it incorporates literally everything. Like it incorporates like all of them, basically, literally everything. So yeah, just know that you guys, like when we do decide to leave this planet, or we don't decide but we have to go anyway, which we probably did decide, because I have a feeling that, because right, so let me go like this then, yeah. The soul, yeah, can't be destroyed. Energy can't be destroyed, and the soul is energy. You can only transform or change energy, yeah. You can't change the soul in that sense, yeah. You can change your mindset and all those things like that. If you got a good soul, you got a good soul. If you got a bad soul, you got a bad soul, isn't it? Yeah. But I think most souls were made good in the beginning. I think probably all souls are good, but then they can get disrupted. Actually, I think that makes more logical sense and more spiritual sense as well. Actually, yeah. So definitely. But I have a feeling that because the soul is immortal, and it's always been, we basically had a discussion with the creators. This is my own personal thing, guys, so I'm not saying that you guys should follow what I'm saying, but this is just my own personal feelings. We had a discussion with the creators, or having discussions with the creators, before we entered this suit, this body, my body, your body, whatever the case may be. New, because obviously the omniverse is complete. It knows everything, like everything that's gone in the past, everything that will be, everything it's all happening at the same time for the omniverse, yeah, for the creators, yeah. So imagine the creators, they know everything, yeah, and you're a soul, and your soul was created from the creators, so therefore they know everything, and you know everything. You're aware of all these things, yeah. This is why I said to you guys that awareness is power, because it's not so much about knowledge, because we have the knowledge, we have the information there. We're made of it. We're built of these things. We're built of the components of the omniverse. Eventually, science might be able to look at this, but this is what I'm saying. Science is wasting our time right now in that sense, because they've forgotten about spiritual stuff and they don't even look at it. So there's no point. They're not even including some of the bodies. What's the point in even listening to them? That's the way I feel anyway. I've just had enough of all these people and their you know, their God complex. It's too much. But anyway, yeah. So sorry, but yeah. So for me, it's just one of them things where, you know, you gotta be able to incorporate all five bodies. Like I said, awareness is power. So be aware in every situation. I mean, I'm trying to, because you know, like as you decipher things and you process things, it starts to become you. It starts to becoming part of your coding, yeah. And this is how coding and DNA and all this stuff can be changed, right? Don't listen to these people. We change our DNA all the time. We're always constantly changing. It's adaptation, yeah. It's called super adaptation. I've talked to you guys about this already. So, so basically, what was I saying to you guys now? I keep saying I know, I've noticed, guys, I say a lot, and it's better than swearing, isn't it, I suppose? Because, you know, people swear normally because they can't think of any word in between. They have to think of a swear word because it's you know, it's derogatory. But what, yeah, it don't matter. But what I was gonna say is that yeah, just basically for us, we need to find the link between all five of these bodies, and we need to try and incorporate those you know, those energies into our physical, which is where we mostly are right now. Do you know what I mean? Where we walk around, we live, we wake up, we go to sleep. We definitely can feel inside us that this life is more than this. We can definitely feel that. Everyone can feel that. I know everyone can feel that, because it is way more than this. But what I will say is that we need to keep going, guys. We need to keep strong. We need to love each other, love ourselves, and also be aware of the 5 bodies. We have to. Especially going forward now, we have to, because it's too much of a beautiful world, or beautiful planet, shall I say. The world still changes, it's not exactly beautiful just yet, but yeah, it's a beautiful planet. It's our planet. It's a planet we've been born on. It's a planet we're meant to look after. We're meant to be the caretakers on this planet. So yeah, looking forward, guys. Stay strong, stay true. I want you guys to just pray for each other, because that creates a direct link, and it's you're strengthening the tether, basically. When those doors do open, those 5 doors, or 4 doors do open, you're in more control, you know. And I think that's what the practice needs to be in our lives from now on. And before you know it, we'll be creating some amazing things. It'll be so amazing, and it'll be so free and so natural that it wouldn't even like, we'll embrace it straight away with open arms. It'll be like we'll be like the hot knife, and there'll be like butter that's falling down or something, and it just melts just straight away. It's effortless. That's the word I'm looking for. It'll be effortless. We won't even notice it too much, but we will notice it in the long run, and it'll be fantastic. Yeah, man. I mean, look at the sky, guys. I mean, I know they're trying to spray the place with these chemtrails. That's not a chemtrail, by the way. That's a chemtrail. A chemtrail will dissipate. It'll go after a while. Chemtrail is a different story. And I still think they do have a couple more tricks up their sleeves before they get their butts completely wiped off the planet. Or kicked off the planet. I don't want to wipe it on the butt. But yeah, what was I saying now? So yeah, man, you guys stay strong. I'm so glad to be back here as well. I know I may be rambling or whatever. I'm going to look back at it. I'm probably still going to post it on YouTube. Yeah, and little clips on Insta, man. It has to be done, you know. Why not? There's a hoverfly here as well. Beautiful hoverfly. I don't know if you guys can see that. They move so fast. Look, come closer. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera. But yeah, he's breezing around anyway. I'm finna breeze around in a sec and go on this baby here. He's just laying down. Look, see the battery there? Hold on. Battery's down there just chilling on the floor. You dig? Yeah. So I'm gonna get ready. That's why I've got my goggles on. I had these immature girls laughing at me, but at least I'm not getting no sun glare, you know. No sun glare, and I'm not getting no watery eyes. I used my bike the other day, yesterday, to go to work, and I'm gonna use them again to go to work tomorrow. They've not necessarily reopened in schools or anything like that, because as you guys might know, I'm a TA and whatnot, as well as an inventor as well. But they've opened up the schools. No, they haven't opened up the school. Right, so basically it's weird, because if you've got enough students in your school, then you'll still get support from the government, and then you can keep the school open. My daughter's school, who's going to bring her back to school, her school's closed because they've not got enough students there. So they have to close it, because it's just going to be too much money, you know, to fill that. And at first, my school only had 1 student as well. And now we seem to have about 4, which is interesting. But yeah, so I'll be in there tomorrow. I think I wasn't going to be in there tomorrow. I was only meant to work 1 day of this month. I've got 2 days next month as far as I'm aware, unless that changes. But they've given me a 2nd day because someone is not coming in, so I'm cool, I'm all good. But yeah, guys, man, it is what it is now, chat. I love you guys, man. I'm thankful for being back here. I've been prolonging this out because it's been so busy. It's just been so crazy, man. And obviously with this thing as well, I was watching and waiting and seeing what was you know, sorry about the hand, you know, seeing what was going on in this world, and you know, just taking notes really. Some people I know have lost family members and stuff, and whatnot. Not necessarily to this, but just around this time. And one other thing I will mention is that I should have mentioned it earlier on, but it's fine. It's here now at least. Is that there are a group, supposedly a bad group, negative group, called Archons, and I don't know if they're aliens or what they're going to be, like, supposedly. There's this group out there, and they have been trying to create a net to trap souls. I don't know, you guys this might be familiar to you guys, but supposedly they created a net to trap souls or whatever. And that would, if that was real, that would sort of explain the deaths and all that stuff. We're trying to trap souls and whatnot. There's been a lot of deaths recently, or maybe it's just because they're publicizing it, because, you know, every year there's been deaths. Supposedly the period of this virus thing or whatever, from this year, and you take that same time from the end of last year, the death toll or whatever is actually lessened in the world. So we're not sure if these guys are just spreading, if it's like media porn or propaganda or whatever the case may be, fear porn as well. You know, there's a lot of different things going on, but yeah, like I said to you guys, hold strong. See this big smile on my face? I'm happy. You guys should be happy as well, man. We're still alive, we're still strong. The earth's better for it. Like I said, I'm sorry for the losses of people. I'm not trying to take away from you guys' losses or nothing. But at least your family members that have left, they don't have to deal with the next bit, because we do. But yeah, like I said, guys, stay strong. Yeah, there's still more to come, I believe. I do think they're going to try and do some sort of fake alien invasion or something like that. They have to do something to sort of, you know what I mean, to sort of keep things going in a sense. They're already running out of ideas and starting to sort of relax the countries and stuff again, slowly. I think it's happening in America as well. I think they're slowly starting to open things up again, which some people are concerned about, because they're talking about this second wave stuff and all that jazz. Listen, man, like I said to you guys before, there's deaths all the time, and this thing is like a cold or a flu or whatever the case may be. An elevated version of it has different properties slightly, but it is like them as well. It's all to do with mucus basically, and the immune system, and both of those things adapt. So, and we've lived through other things as well, guys, so it's not gonna kill us all off. They're saying it's a pandemic. I don't know how much of a pandemic it is. It's definitely not an epidemic. Epidemic, you'll be seeing people drop outside. The plague, the actual real plague back in the day, the Black Plague, was an epidemic, because that was bad. But yeah, guys, I love you guys, man. Just stay safe, stay clean. Yeah, stay loved and stay happy. Yeah, there's better things to come. Hopefully by the end of this, all of the negative people, because even Hillary Clinton and her foundation or corporation or whatever, they're under scrutiny as well, so she might be getting her butt kicked. And I think this plan from the alliance has been put in place from some years back. Oh, butterfly. I don't know if you guys saw that butterfly just then, but it was beautiful, the white ones, you know. But yeah, so what do you call it? White with the brown spots. I think, yeah. So yeah, so even her foundation has been under scrutiny and stuff, and I think they might be getting their butts kicked off the planet as well. What else? Who else? Well, there's loads of things happening anyway. Basically, all of these people that are bad basically are getting put into the spotlight, including the media, including the military, including the FBI, including like everyone's getting their butts kicked. And I just think it's fantastic. It's about time we had this change, you know, because I do see good things happening for this planet and for the people on the planet and the species and nature itself. Yeah, good things are coming. So yeah, shout goes out to us guys. Yeah, I love you guys. Stay safe, stay good. Enjoy the rest of your days and your nights, because we don't know how long we'll be here for, but we do know that we're here and we can enjoy it while we're here. So you guys just live, love, enjoy, laugh, Yeah, give each other hugs when you see each other. Yeah. Once this thing is done. Practice social distancing for now, I suppose. But yeah, let's figure this thing out together, guys. Love you, yeah. Peace.